Continuing our Father's Day conversations, we're here with the one, the only Geraldo Rivera.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you. Tell us about your father.
Well, Cruz Rivera was one of 17 children. My grandparents, Juan and Tomasa Rivera, they all 17 natural children from that one couple. They lived my grandma to be 99 and my grandpa to be 95. My dad sadly didn't make it that long. He only lived to be 72, but he was right in the middle. He was the first one to come to the United States from Puerto Rico. When he came here, it was a much different city, a much different country than it was then. A lot of discrimination. He couldn't get, any union jobs, for instance. They were all closed to Puerto Ricans, and the opportunities were very limited. Ultimately, under a guy named Harry Van Arsdale, he did become a New York City cab driver, and that was his kind of ticket from that immigrant status into somebody more established. And then he found his true calling in the one area where there was a lot of opportunity for Hispanics then and now, in the kitchen of a cafeteria on 42nd Street and 6th Avenue. He was in charge of the Hispanic kitchen help there. And my mom, Lily Friedman from Newark, New Jersey, worked as a waitress, so they fell in love, they got married, and that's how the Puerto Rican Jewish thing got together. But my dad was always extremely hardworking. He wanted very much to be, part of the American dream. He wanted to succeed. He wanted his children to get an education. He was valedictorian of his high school, but never went on with his education. He couldn't afford to. So that was his big dream for us, his kids, to succeed and be educated and be better off than he was. Just a wonderful guy. He touched us all deeply. We all called him Papa, and people in the neighborhood called him Papa. He was a very fatherly, very sage in his way. He always was a great dreamer. He dreamed of being the next Rockefeller. He never made it. He had a coffee shop that went bankrupt. He had some difficulties in his economic life, and he always struggled, but he always dreamed. He never lost the dream.
Do you have a favorite memory of him?
I remember when I was made Grand Marshal of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Of all my success, by that time I had achieved considerable success in television. That was the honor that most affected my dad. And I remember I was Gran Mariscal of the Desfile Puertorriqueños of the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and there we were on Fifth Avenue, me and my dad, and we had our top hats on, and walking down Fifth Avenue and waving the Puerto Rican flag. My dad at that moment, he was in heaven. It was like all of his dreams. I had gone to college, I had gone to law school, I had gotten on television, I was famous, and there he and I were walking up Fifth Avenue in the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and there were 2 million of our closest friends on both sides of the avenue, and saying "Viva Puerto Rico," and I was holding my dad's hand, we're holding it up, and it was just I wish I could have frozen that moment in time, because he felt at that point that dream he had when he came from Puerto Rico had been realized, and it was something that I'll never ever forget. And now, the funny thing is, he was like the first guy I ever saw with a mustache, and I remember as soon as I could grow one, I grew one, and we compared bigotes, we compared mustaches, and now I look so much like my dad. My friend Cheat says at a certain age, when you shave, you're shaving your father. You're looking in there and you're seeing the mirror image reflecting, and that's what it is. I look here, so here's Dad, and so I just love him so much. He's just such a sweet person. I wish everyone could have known him the way I knew him. Just a wonderful, wonderful man.
It's very special. And you're a father yourself now. What are your plans for Father's Day?
We have a kind of tradition. The kids make me breakfast in bed, and then they all pile in, and they tend to come from all around. I got one son now in Germany. Now, my son Cruz is at sea, with the Maritime College, his final cruise. But I'll still have the girls around me, the 18-year-old, the 16-year-old, the 5-year-old, and Erica will all kind of bring me a tray, French toast, and whatever it is, and sit around, and you just feel rich. You feel, successful, you feel that the world has, has a silver lining, and it really is. I just want to be a dad like my dad.
Well, thanks for sharing that story. Is there a message from one father to all the other fathers you'd like to share?
Take plenty of pictures of your kids. It goes so fast. Childhood is like, it's 10 minutes long, and then they're off the way we want it to be off. So slow it down. Just slow it down, and the investment that you make in terms of those. Sometimes you feel like it's, oh, what a chore. I've got to go to the Little League game, or I've got to go to the third grade play and the fourth grade play and the fifth grade picture taking and the cafeteria. Do it all, because it pays back in spades. It really does. Just being a dad is one of my greatest achievements. It really is. I want to be a dad just like my dad.
A great story. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, brother.
Great to see you. Thanks for sharing the story.
My pleasure.